He was asking me, how do you stay motivated when you're doing all of this work, doing all of this work, making all these videos, spending all this time getting your YouTube channel up and running, and you don't see any results? And we're talking for weeks. Weeks will go by and you see nothing. He was saying, well, how do I stay motivated? And the way I look at motivation is that it's an internal, self-centered, ego-driven type of idea that we have to deal with. You can only motivate yourself. No one can motivate you to do anything. Motivation is about self-interest. Motivation is about out for yourself, looking out for your own benefit. What's in your best self-interest? That's what motivates people. So when you ask somebody to help you become motivated, or you want to look at a motivational video of some kind, it's basically feeding the ego. It's telling you, this is what you can do to make yourself feel better. Now, if you're a boss and you want to motivate your employees, one way to motivate them is to give them a pay raise, because that's basically a way that you can stroke their ego. You can make them feel better about themselves, and hopefully that will motivate them to do a better job, produce more, or it may be a way of showing appreciation. And again, it's feeding their ego. It's making them feel good about themselves. So I see motivation as totally self-centered. It's a selfish idea. When you're asking about motivation, you're talking about yourself. What's going to make me feel better? What's going to make me get up and do the work? Who's going to force me to get up and do what I need to be doing if it's not me? I have to force myself. So the question is about motivation is, what are you doing? What's going on in your world that's going to help you get motivated to do the things you need to do? Now look at YouTube, for example. You've posted some videos and you're not getting any response. Well, why are you not motivated? Why are you feeling like you're wasting your time? Probably because your ego isn't being validated. Your self-interest is taking a hit. You're asking yourself, well, why am I doing all this work and nobody cares? I've posted 10 videos and I'm getting 12 views. I mean, what's going on? Nobody wants to watch my stuff. And so you feel like giving up. And you want to somehow find some motivation to keep going. Well, let me suggest, since I see motivation as a selfish idea, self-centered, ego-driven idea, how about flipping motivation on its ear, and instead of thinking about yourself, think about others. Think about someone else. Put your audience, for example, first. It's amazing how we become motivated when we take the focus off ourselves. Think about your audience. Or I don't even like that word because, YouTube is not an audience. YouTube is a one-on-one. It's you and me, face to face. So when you talk about a YouTube audience, it's an audience of one. Now that audience of one may be multiplied 1,000 times, but unless you're in an auditorium full of 1,000 people watching a YouTube broadcast live from a coffee shop on a big screen on stage, you don't have an audience. You've got one person. Let me see if I can illustrate this real quick. I'm going to practice. I'm going to have some fun. I've added to my live stream my iPad. And it's going to be fun. I want to do some drawing. Let me erase this thing here. Let's delete that and start over. All right, we're talking about motivation. Here you are creating videos. This is you. This is me. And I'm over here creating videos. Now, when we talk about a YouTube audience, what are we talking about? Are we talking about an auditorium full of 1,000 people? I've got 1 million subscribers, and all of these people are my audience. And I'm making videos for all of these wonderful people. And I'm not being motivated because nobody's watching. I'm making these videos for an audience and nobody's paying attention. Well, in reality, YouTube is about one person sitting at his desk. He's got his computer. He's sitting here in a chair, and he's watching your video. This is what YouTube is. It's me and you, one-on-one. So when we're talking about motivation, we're talking about a selfish idea. Why, poor little old me, I'm not getting any views. What's going on? Nobody likes me. Nobody wants to watch my videos. How can I keep going? How can I stay motivated? Maybe I can watch a motivational speaker, or I'll go ask Mitch. Mitch, what can I do to stay motivated? Well, I would suggest you get your focus off yourself and you start talking about the individual viewer. That one guy out there sitting at his computer. Maybe he's at his office, or maybe he's at a coffee shop with his laptop, or maybe he's on his iPhone. Maybe he's at home watching you. Think about that guy or that lady. Think about that person. What is it that you're doing to help them today? How can you better serve them with the content you're creating? Take the focus off yourself. Now, that's an idea. It's amazing how you can become motivated when you start serving others. So, no one's going to be able to motivate you but you. No one's going to motivate you but you. Let me say it again. Nobody is going to motivate you but you. It all starts, ends, and begins with you. So, how do you stay motivated? I know the way I stay motivated. I get up every morning motivated because I want to turn everything on its head and start serving other people instead of myself. If I can start putting myself last in terms of work, in terms of YouTube creation, content, if I start worrying about that person on the other side of the lens, that one person, and asking myself, how can I best help them? Then motivation doesn't really become an issue because it's no longer about me. It's no longer an ego issue. It's about them. And that's another reason I don't get all upset with trolls and with people making fun of me or talking about me in comments or making these negative comments. The problem is with them. It's not with me. When someone makes fun of me or laughs at me or wants to have a negative negative comment about something I've done, you know, they're not trying to be positive. They're not trying to give some positive feedback. They're trying to be negative. They're trolling. Well, that says more about them than it does me. So it doesn't affect me in terms of my motivation. because I'm going to turn that on its head and I'm going to say, what can I do to help that person become a better person? If they spending their time in comments, giving negative comments and trolling people and just trying to start an argument, then what can I do to help them? They are obviously having issues. It's about them. It's not about me. So if we can become other focused rather than focusing on ourselves, then motivation usually doesn't become a problem. You have a reason to get up in the morning. So if you're posting videos and you're not getting any response, then don't feel bad about it. Just ask yourself, why is that other person I'm dealing with on the other side of the lens there, why is that guy or that lady not interested in what I'm doing? Because I got a hard truth for you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about your videos. Nobody cares about your YouTube channel. And it's not because people are mean. It's just because they have their own lives. They're doing their own thing. They don't have time to stop by and look at your YouTube channel, make you feel better. So it's not about you. It's about them. What can you do to make them care? Let me give you another example here. I'm going to turn my camera around. Let's see. All right, this is the coffee shop. I'm sitting at a table, and I've got a laptop. I've got a huge 4K monitor as a second monitor. I've got this microphone sitting on a microphone stand. And when I first started going live from the coffee shop, I was asking myself, am I going to get in people's way? Are they going to start looking at me and asking me to leave, or are they going to get mad? What about the employees of the coffee shop? Because Lamppost doesn't sponsor me. The coffee shop is not sponsoring me. I'm being sponsored by Even Rabbits, by myself. So, I was a little bit shy in starting to come live from a public space because I thought people were going to maybe have an issue with it. But I want you to look at these people. Does anybody give a crap about me? Does anybody care what I'm doing? Do you see anybody even paying attention to what I'm doing? You think they really care that I'm sitting here going live talking about YouTube? So I got a hard truth for you folks. People don't care. They really don't. We have to make them care. And the way you make people care, one way, is to focus on them and their needs and try to help them. What are they looking for? And what can I create in terms of content that will help them? How can I make them either feel better about themselves or make them enjoy their day by being more entertaining or giving them some information about what they're looking for? So this idea of motivation, if you're not feeling motivated, it's because you're being selfish. So put it to bed, turn the thing around, and start trying to look for ways to serve other people. That's my 2 cents worth on motivation. Now then, let's talk about our format, our recipe for our live broadcast that we've been going through the last few days. And I'm going to do this for about a week or two and kind of see how things pan out. Until we start getting a lot of folks in chat asking questions and giving us some direction on where we want to go. I mean, we're just sort of hanging out at the coffee shop. We don't have any particular agenda, or we're just sort of hanging out and having coffee and enjoying the day. And But I felt like the live stream needed some structure. It needed some sort of menu or recipe, if you will, a structure, something to guide us through the hour or so. And so I came up with this format, and I'm going to stick with it for the next week or two. And we're going to go with an intro, then we're going to look at YouTube channels. We're going to pick up a random channel and give a critique. And then we're going to maybe have a Q&A. And if we have time, we've got a guest speaker that I clip from YouTube, somebody that I've seen, and I'll bring them in and run a clip, and we look at it together, see what we can learn. So what we're dealing with here is sort of a format for us to go through our day with. Just another brief update on starting a live stream. This has been a process. It's taken me 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm still learning, still getting comfortable with the setup. And it's becoming easier each day. You know, practice, practice, practice. The more times you do something, the easier it gets. And I'm now on livecast number 19 is today. So I've done this 19 times now. So it should be getting easier, you would think. But what I was going to do is give you sort of an update, because I've added another element to the live stream. I've added the iPad, and as a media source for us to play around with. Something else I've added is a bank of sound effects so that we can make some sound. You're not motivated? Tough. Oh, what I ate didn't go well. So I've added a bank of sound effects. And what else? And I hopefully have improved my audio. You need to let me know in the comments. And if you jump into chat, let me know how this sounds. My audio has been the biggest problem. The audio coming from a live coffee shop with all the background noise and everything, and to get your voice to sound halfway decent like you're in a studio, has been a real issue. And finally yesterday, I downloaded an EQ piece of software for free, the TDR Nova EQ software, which they offer a free version. The free version doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it's plenty good enough to do what you need to do. Then I went into ChatGPT and began asking them for some suggestions on how to set it up. And so that's what we did. Sorry for the coughing. When you talk nonstop for an hour, your throat tends to get dry. Coffee doesn't help. When I was a radio broadcaster, they always told me to drink tea and honey instead of coffee. So I need to do that. I need to start drinking tea with some honey. That helps soothe the voice when you're talking. So anyway, that's sort of an update on the live stream. So if you're interested at all in doing a live stream, hit me up down in comments. Let me know how I can help. And we can work on this together, because I think live stream gives you a lot of experience, and it's a way of gaining some practice and getting comfortable talking on the mic and looking in the lens of the camera and becoming familiar with broadcasting itself. And you'll get more comfortable on camera if you have to go live every day. So if you want to start a live stream, let me know, and I'll see if there's anything I can do to help. I'm still learning myself. And I like coming from a public location because, number one, it gets me out of the house and it gets me into the public setting, and I'm able to meet people, talk to people, and I feel like I'm part of the community. I'm out in the world, and that's what I want to do. So, all right, if we're going by our menu, we want to go up to the browser and start looking for some websites here too. Not websites. What am I thinking? What I want to do is pick a channel here for us to critique. And let's see. Have you got a subject that we can search for? What are you interested in today? Let's see. What can we look for? What would be an interesting topic? Off the top of my head. Well, let's see. How about house cleaning? House cleaning motivation. Since motivation was the word of the day, I'm doing a search on house cleaning and motivation. Now let's find us a channel that we can look at. Boy, that one's got 1 million views. Let's see, let's find one that unlock your cleaning motivation with these free simple tips. Now, when thinking of thumbnails, here we are scrolling through YouTube, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, what thumbnail is going to sort of induce me to click? Do I see a thumbnail that makes me want to click? All of these look real similar. See my mouse? One thing I got to do is figure out my mouse. I've noticed if you use OBS when you stream, you can't use an animated mouse unless you do a full display, and this is a Windows sort of capture. Anyway, my mouse is hard to see. I'm going to try to, that's the next thing on my list, is to figure out how to get a better mouse that's easier to see. Well, let's see, how to clean a cluttered house when overwhelmed, part 1. All right, what's her thumbnail? All right, there's her thumbnail. That video was posted 2 years ago. Here's one that was posted a month ago. Let's try to be a little bit more recent. 96,000 views. Let's pick this one. Hannah's Happy Hour. No, not Happy Hour, Happy Home. Hannah's Happy Home. Right here. Let's look at Hannah. And what we're going to do is we're going to critique Hannah's YouTube channel. And I'm going to bring up our rating system. What we want to do is we want to critique Hannah's, no, this is Lynn White. Yeah, Hannah. We're going to go with Hannah's Happy Hour right here. And we're going to look at these things. We're going to look at the thumbnail, the title, the intro, screen presence, content, and then give her an overall grade. I'm going to home in on the close-up here. See if I can bring her a little bit closer in. Oh, come on. Give me a break. There we go. All right, what we want to do, first of all, is look at her thumbnail. What do you think of her thumbnail? Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. It's this one. My mistake. Right here. Fall whole house cleaning routine with Hannah. Happy hour. Fall whole house cleaning routine. And we're going to look at her thumbnail, and we're going to look at her title here in a minute. Look at the thumbnail. What do you think of that thumbnail? Well, I got to tell you, my first impression is it's a little cluttered, and you can't read the text. She's got this white text with a black stroke, and it's on top of she's got 4 screenshots. I mean, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 screenshots, and she's got this white text on top of it. Very hard to read. I mean, look at the difference between that one and the one above her. This one here. Can you see the difference? Which do you think is a better thumbnail? That one? Or this one? So, let's give her a grade for her thumbnail. You know, thumbnails have to communicate what that video is about. And it has to create and induce some interest so that somebody's going to click on it. And I'm not so sure that's a great thumbnail. In fact, I think it's a lousy thumbnail. But still, this video was posted a month ago and it's got 96,000 views. Holy moly. She must be doing something right. So if she can get 96,000 views with a lousy thumbnail, that tells me something. It tells me she could probably have 1 million views if she had a decent thumbnail. But still, it shows that you can get some really good activity on a video, even if your thumbnail sucks. And I tell you, I'm going to give her, should I give her a C? C minus? I think we'll give her I'm going to give her a C minus. Almost a D. No one gets an F. So, and I think it's probably a little bit below average because it's just so cluttered. She's got so much going on here. Well, all right, we're going to click on video. And what we want to do is watch the intro. We want to pay attention to the first 20 seconds, and we want to look at the title down here. The title is Whole House Fall Clean with Me. Extreme Deep Cleaning Routine. 2025 Cleaning Motivation. Well, that's a hell of a title. I mean, look at the size of that title. It stretches all the way past, halfway past the screen here. Look at that title. Whole House Fall Clean with Me. Extreme Deep Cleaning Routine. 2025 Cleaning Motivation. That is a heck of a title. And I'm not sure how that goes with their thumbnail. But that title is just awful. But again, she's got good. Holy moly, she's got 300,000 subscribers. So she's pretty successful. I mean, what would you give for 300,000 subscribers? So I don't get it. All right, her intro. You think about your thumbnail, gets the click. The title takes that a step further and gets the viewer to want to stay around and give you some time and give them some interest in your video. So you've got the thumbnail and the title, or like a 1-2 punch, and then the intro. The first 10 to 20 seconds is supposed to go along with the title and the thumbnail and take it a step further, and enforce the value that you're giving in the title. Which is to say, this title doesn't. What does this title promise us? Does it give us any value? I'm not. What's the value statement in this title? What is she going to help us do? All it says is clean with me. Look at my routine. Well, I want to know what you're going to do for me. But still, let's see what she does here for her intro. First 20 seconds or so.
Hello everyone and welcome.
Okay, we're 20 seconds in, and all we have is this. We have a 20-second introduction, which is a lot of time to introduce yourself with some sort of a montage. Again, look at this thing.
Hello.
You know, YouTube is not television. YouTube videos are not supposed to be, just other forms of a series like you would watch on TV. I mean, she's trying to copy what you would see on the Home Shopping Network or something, and have this 20-second intro, and then she's got her little title here. And we're in 20 seconds, and we haven't even started the video yet. So how she's got 300,000 subs, I guess, is because she's attractive, and she's probably pretty good at what she does. But still, you need to spend that 20 seconds jumping right into the value of your video. What are you gonna do for me? 20 seconds in, if I'm not into house cleaning, and I'm not following her for some other reason, I'm gone. I'm out. You've wasted 20 seconds and not told me a thing.
Everyone and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. Today's video is going to be a whole house cleaning, but I'm going to be doing my fall deep cleaning. So I will be working my way through the house room by room, cleaning as I go. I don't really have a list today, just kind of have in my head what I want to get done in each room. I know the spaces that I want to deep clean. There's going to be a lot of windows, a lot of dusting. This shower needs to be cleaned. Stay tuned until the end of the video to see how I clean this. Also just doing some basic.
Okay, does she sound like she's reading a script? What do you think? She's talking naturally, sort of a voiceover, sort of a narration. But it sounds a little scripty to me. It sounds a little like she's reading off some notes or something. And two, she's not looking at the camera. Why is she not looking at us? That's the way you engage your audience, is by looking at the camera and letting people see your face.
Basic everyday cleaning in some of these rooms as well. And I don't get to my entire house in this video, but I did have the top rooms that I wanted to clean, and I did get those rooms clean. So those rooms are my office, and then just the main area of our home, which is the dining room, the kitchen, and the living room. I also deep clean.
I'm also noticing some editing clips. Notice how her narration is clipped really tight. Sentences are clipped. You can tell where she's edited by listening to her voice. There's not a smooth transition between the edits here. Her voice is really clipped.
our laundry room, 2 bathrooms, and our bedroom. So there is just going to be a lot of fall deep cleaning motivation and inspiration in today's video. I hope that you enjoy it. If you do, be sure and give this video a thumbs up.
Yeah, she's reading off a script. There's a real trick to reading off a script and sounding natural. You know, if you use a script, it really takes some practice to make it sound like you're talking like a normal person. She sounds kind of monotone. It's like she's reading, and now this is a 23-minute video. We're a minute and a half in, and I'm already bored. So I'm going to move this forward a little bit. And all right, we're at the 4-minute mark.
Everything clean today. It's always such a good feeling when your house is deep clean. It's also a lot easier afterwards to keep it clean on a daily basis. So throughout today's video, I want to be sharing fall deep cleaning tips to hopefully give you some inspo and ideas. So first off, it is always helpful to make a list, even though I didn't do that today, but it is really helpful. If you're feeling overwhelmed, you don't know where to start, you can just walk through the house room by room, and you can write down each room and then write down underneath of that each thing that you really need to get.
Ooh, that was a terrible clip. Did you hear that? That edit? Let's hear that again.
You can write down each room and then write down underneath of that each thing that you really...
Did you hear that? Oh my gosh. And she's got 300,000 subs, and this video has 93,000 views. And it's been up a month.
Need to get done in that room. Just making a checklist like that can help you to get a lot done, and you can also work on it throughout the week or throughout an entire month if you want to. And I think I mentioned this in every cleaning video, but for me it's always really helpful to work room by room and get each room completely finished before moving on to the next room. So I got the office all done, the windows are clean, the floor, everything, and now I'm moving on to the dining room. It gives me that sense of accomplishment that at least one room is completely finished, and kind of gives you that push to keep going and clean the next room and the next room. Keep checking things off of your list. Just make...
Okay. So I'm getting the idea here. Looks like the entire video is going to be a voiceover. It's just going to be showing her doing her work, and then she comes in with a scripted reading, you know, where she's reading a script voiceover describing what she's doing. And I'm going to scroll a little further ahead here and see, does she ever talk to us on camera? Let's see, I'm going to go about halfway. We're at the 12-minute mark. See what we got here.
Continuing on with the deep cleaning, this morning I went for a mile walk. I just made myself a coffee, and now I am ready to start the deep cleaning. I'm going to be continuing on today here in the kitchen. I have a couple things that I want to deep clean in the kitchen, and then I'm going to clean in the laundry room, the bathroom beside the laundry room, and then our bedroom and our bathroom. So we shall see how much I can get done today, and hopefully this video can continue to give you cleaning motivation and inspiration.
Okay. Okay, I gotta tell you, I'm not feeling very motivated about cleaning the house. How about you? How does this motivate? We talked about motivation being sort of a ego-driven, selfish type of idea. This video is all about her cleaning her house. How is she helping me? Is she giving me any tips? I mean, I don't know exactly how this is supposed to motivate me, because, you know, it's about, if I'm going to be motivated to clean my house, you know, you need to somehow give me some help here. You know how to become motivated to clean your house? Turn it on its ear, like I said. Motivation is ego. Instead of looking at motivation as cleaning the house for yourself, how about cleaning the house because your kids want a clean house? Your partner wants a clean house. Your spouse. You're going to clean someone else's house. How about that? Maybe help her clean her house. If she came and cleaned my house, I would be motivated. All right, let's see. Let's move this thing along. All right, it looks like here she's doing something on camera. Probably, is this an ad?
Cash in your pocket. Everyone's situation is unique though, so the best first step is seeing what options are available for you. If you'd like to explore what's possible, it only takes a quick phone call. You can reach American Financing at 866-889-8121. That's 866-889-8121, or visit American Financing.
Okay, so she's got a sponsor. She's got a brand deal here or something.
To do this, if you have
Running
a
an
Breville,
ad.
just look it up on YouTube. There's some YouTube shorts that literally show you in a couple of seconds how to do this. It's super simple. I will link the cleaning tabs that I usually use down below. You can get those on Amazon for really cheap, and I need to start doing this more often, but I ran it through 2 cleaning cycles, wiped down the whole machine, and then I also cleaned the water container. I wiped down the counter.
Okay, so move it along. Let's see how she wraps this thing up. Wraps it up. Let's see,
Baking
we're
soda
21
and
minutes
vinegar.
in.
I let that sit for a couple minutes, and then I went in with the electric scrubber, rinsed off that half of the floor, and then did the other half of the floor. I worked at the bottom of that sliding door, and then I cleaned the inside of these sliding doors, and I had to use that little yellow scrubber pad. It's made for glass, it doesn't scratch, so I used that with the Miss Myers baking soda cleanser, and that worked really well. There was a couple of spots.
All right, move along. Let's see. In this thing.
Week with a new video. Bye.
Wow. Okay. So that was Hannah's Happy. Right here. Hannah's Happy Home. Well, I don't know what to say about that. Her thumbnail's lousy. Her title's lousy. Her intro's lousy. Her screen presence, well, she really didn't have one, except for just walking around the house. And she did talk to the camera a couple of times, and she gave an ad. So in terms of screen presence, she really didn't talk to us, and she didn't come across very authentic or very natural. She read the script. It was a voiceover. It's basically just watching her go through the house and cleaning. Screen presence was not all that great. I mean, she didn't engage me. I mean, how do you guys feel about it? I mean, what do you think? Were you interested in watching her clean her house? Do you feel motivated about cleaning your house because watching her? The content was pretty boring. It was just going through there was no break, no variety. She did stop about halfway through and go for a walk, so that sort of broke things up. So I guess, content. So I got to tell you, the overall rating, in my opinion, I don't know how she's got 300,000 subscribers. Good for her. She's doing something right. I'm sure it's nothing personal, and I don't want to be overcritical. I'm really not. what I want to do is just try to learn. I want to try to learn something from her. What can she teach me about YouTube videos that will give me 300,000 subscribers and 93 views on my video? The editing was lousy. I mean, the editing was really bad. I can't understand it. The voiceover was clipped. It just, it was not that great. But yet she's got 300,000 subs and 93,000 views. Maybe it's the subject matter. It's the niche he's in. It's just amazing. But it ought to be encouraging to us that we don't have to be professional. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be that great in order to succeed. She's offering something. I'm trying to figure out what the value is. Maybe you can help me. Write in the comments what you think the value is. What's the value proposition? What is she offering us as an audience? What is she offering me as an individual watching her? Maybe I'm missing something. All right. I guess we've put some nails in that coffin. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not. I'm trying to look at it objectively, and when I look at these YouTube videos, sometimes I'm just amazed because the editing doesn't look that great. And the voiceover was not that great. It was just a poor video, but yet she's so successful. So I don't understand it. Q&A. Let's go ask a question down here. Let's see what we got. We're going to ask, we're only going to look at one question today, I think. This ought to be a good one. How does the YouTube algorithm actually work? Does anybody know the answer to that? Well, I certainly don't. That's why I went into ChatGPT and I asked that question. How does the YouTube algorithm actually work? All right. Here's what it says. Hey, Mitch. Great question. The algorithm behind YouTube is complex. No kidding. Company doesn't publish a full recipe. There are some key principles. So let's look at some of these key principles. At its core, YouTube's algorithm is a recommendation system. It decides which videos to show which users and in what order. Its goal, keep viewers on the site to watch more videos. It tries to maximize engagement. Maximize engagement. And I want to think back. I want to keep the video we just watched in mind when I look at this. It decides which videos to show which users. So maybe it's the niche. Maybe it's, or the niche, however you want to pronounce it. Maybe the niche of house cleaning is a really good niche. All right, the algorithm operates across various entry points: the home page, the up next sidebar, search results. Entry points are those places on the browser. Click on the thumbnail, or it could show up on the side, on the right side, as you on the sidebar. There's various entry points. It could also be recommended, a recommended video, that pops up at the end of another video as an end piece. So what the algorithm looks for: metadata and relevance. It looks at the titles, descriptions, tags, thumbnails. This will help YouTube understand what your video is about and match it to viewers. So all of these things are key: the title, description, tags, and thumbnails. YouTube, the algorithm has especially started looking at the thumbnails and pulling out the images and text of the thumbnails in its algorithm. So that's why the thumbnail and title are so important. Click-through rate. How often people click your video when they see the thumbnail plus the title? Right here. Again, the thumbnail and title are so important. How often people click. If you get lots of clicks, that's a good sign. So you want to look at your click-through rate. Watch time and retention. Once people start to watch your video, do they stay for a meaningful time? That's why you have to hook them in the first 20 seconds. You want them to stay as long as possible. You want to keep them going until the end of the video. Do they drop off early? Higher retention signals that the content was satisfying. Engagement. Likes, comments, shares. These suggest this is the content people care about. So if you get a lot of likes, if you get a lot of comments and shares, that's great. That's why you want to mention comments in your video. Let me know what you think. And, send people to the comments. Try to engage them in what you're doing. And that's why you want to speak to them on camera. Now, she did the entire 35-minute video as a voiceover. She popped in every once in a while. She popped in to do an ad, and she popped in when she went on her walk. But for the most part, it was just watching her walk through the house. You engage the audience. One way to engage that person on the other side of the lens is to look into the camera and get personal with them. Session time. YouTube prefers videos that keep people on the platform longer. So if your video causes people to leave YouTube, that's less ideal. Freshness and consistency. New content and regular uploads can help you maintain momentum, though quality still matters above all. So quality is important, but you want to be consistent. You want to constantly be putting up new material. New content. All right, what does this mean for you as a creator? Make sure your metadata is clear. Craft a compelling title thumbnail. A compelling title and thumbnail. Organize your video so people stay. Lead strong in the first 10 to 30 seconds. This is why the video we just watched, I thought, did a poor job. She spent the first 20 seconds doing an intro little montage with music. It was a weak lead as opposed to a strong lead. Think about viewing path. Encourage viewers to watch more of your content by doing the playlist links and the next video suggestions at the end. Define a niche or a theme. The algorithm learns viewer preferences and your channel's theme. If your audience recognizes what you do, they're more likely to stick around. So, channel theme. Upload consistently. Promote engagement. Ask viewers to comment, share, and engage. Look at the analytics and don't close the algorithm too literally. Don't chase the algorithm too literally. Focus on making content people want rather than just what I think will game the system. Good content tends to win. So, some good suggestions there on what to do to make the algorithm work for us. All right, see what we're talking about here in terms of the importance of the thumbnail, the title. I mean, it really is key. The idea here is to not create your video and then at the end, before you post it, come up with a thumbnail haphazardly. Just come up with a screenshot and put in some text. It's far more important than that. Same way with the title. Some YouTubers will suggest that you should spend at least 50% of the time on the YouTube that you're making on the YouTube video. 50% of your time you need to spend on the title and the thumbnail. Now think about that. Let's say it takes you 15 hours, 20 hours to create your video. That's shooting it, writing it if you use a script, editing it. Let's say it takes 20 hours. Well, that means you need to spend probably another 10 hours just thinking about thumbnail and title. Now, I know it sounds crazy, but there is a process that you can go through to enhance the quality of your thumbnail and title. And let's face it, if people don't click on your thumbnail and they're not induced by the title, then they're not going to click. They're not going to click. And if they don't click, what good is your content? You've just wasted all that time creating content that no one will ever see. So thumbnail, title, and that first 20 seconds of your video, those are the key elements of getting clicks and getting viewers. You've got to get those three things in line. I do too. I keep saying you, but I'm talking to myself here. I need to work more on quality thumbnails and titles and my intros. All right. Well, let's see what our guest speaker has to say. Who we have today in terms of our guest speaker. Pat Flynn. Pat Flynn is a big YouTuber. I came across him a while ago, and I was watching some of his content yesterday, and I thought this would be a person we might could share with you. And let's watch him together and see what we can learn here for a few minutes.
You know what's going on, and that I have the experience to share, and now I'm passing it forward to you. So we need to define something really quick, and that's RPM. You probably already know what this is, but if you don't, that's revenue per milli, or for every 1,000 views. And this is a metric that we're going to talk about that you need to understand, because this is how much YouTube pays you for every 1,000 views, depending on your video. And there's a number of factors that change the revenue per 1,000 views, and we're going to talk about those factors right now. The first one, longs versus shorts.
Okay, longs versus shorts. Now, my channel has both. I do both longs and shorts. You can have a channel that's nothing but shorts, and of course you can have a channel that's nothing but long content. So let's see what he says.
Generally speaking, most of the time are going to generate more revenue than a short. You take a long video with a number of views and a short video with the same number of views, and the longs are typically going to outperform the shorts. That being said, shorts are amazing for accelerated growth, for discoverability, all those kinds of things. Longs are okay for that as well, but in general, RPMs are going to be much higher for longs. Let me show you. Here's that video with about 23 million views I showed earlier. It is indeed a short, and that's why the estimated revenue is so little compared to the others, relatively speaking. If I were to go to revenue here and scroll down, you'll see that the RPMs, the revenue per 1,000 views, is just 16 cents. Now, that's better than nothing, but for 22 million views, I mean, that's a lot of people. For $3,000, it doesn't seem like much, but again, it's something. Now, if I were to go to a comparable video, meaning in the same industry, or Pokemon, if you will, because they're both Pokemon channels, here's a long-form video that has just 1 million views, 5% of the number of views as the other. However, it's generated about 3 times more revenue, so about $9,000 in revenue. It's just a longer video, and therefore it has a higher RPM. Let's go to revenue and scroll down, and you can even see the revenue per 1,000 views, $8.40. What's better, $8.40 or 16 cents? Yeah. Personally, I like using both. I like longs to tell a deeper story and to go deeper with my audience, to build a longer relationship with them. And of course, it pays more. But shorts are great too, because I can get in front of people and build sort of a daily ritual of showing up and becoming known that way. And that has opened up a lot of doors and opportunities too. Now, let's go into another factor, and that is your audience. The audience that watches your videos is a major factor that determines the RPMs of your videos. So who is watching? That's really important to understand. There's a lot of factors related to this, right? So let's talk about the highest paying niches in terms of RPMs. And when you see this, you'll kind of get an idea why this is so high. So finance and investing. RPMs I've seen upwards of $30 to $50 for every 1,000 views compared to, like I said, with shorts, 16 cents or even less. Education and test preparation, tech and AI or artificial intelligence, and digital marketing and business. In fact, let me show you this video, which I shared the numbers with you earlier, 1 million views, but look at the estimated revenue, 27,732. This is a podcasting tutorial. Yes, it's a little bit longer, but let's look at the revenue as well. $26.89 for every 1,000 views. So that's a lot higher even to a comparable video like in the Pokemon space, which I showed you earlier, which was this one. Almost the same amount of time. This is 28 minutes. However, the RPMs are much lower because it's more entertainment based. So let me show you some of the lowest paying RPMs. Again, this doesn't mean to avoid them. It just means you're going to not make as much money from the number of views that you have. There are other ways to generate revenue, which I'll talk about in just a moment here. But generally speaking, this fits in the lowest category. Kid-specific content for sure. If you have kid-specific content because of the way ads are run and those kinds of things, it's just you're not going to make a lot of money doing that. Gaming, music, comedy, and non-English videos. These are all categories that would have the lowest RPMs or revenue per 1,000 views. Now, where does the money come from?
That's really interesting, isn't it? So when you're thinking about your channel and you're thinking about how you want to promote your channel and create your channel, picking the category is important in terms of how much you're going to get paid per 1,000 views. There's a lot of factors there. It's not static. So it's fascinating to find out kind of what categories pay more and what pay less. And I think we'll stop there. If you want to see more of Pat Flynn, go ahead and search him in YouTube and pull him up. He's got some really good information. And I think we are just about done for the day. I really appreciate you being with us. And believe it or not, it's been about an hour, and I usually try to put in an hour. So I hope it was helpful, and like I say, leaving comments. If there's anything I can do to help, I'm here to help you, and I hope we can work on social media and YouTube together and try to build our channels and create content that will help other people. And in terms of motivation, I hope you're motivated. Go out and help somebody today. Do something kind for somebody today, and that'll help you with your motivation. Take the focus off yourselves and help someone else today. Some random act of kindness would go a long way in building your motivation. All right. Hope you have a good day. And so I suppose we are out. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. And